Hello friends, I am Gajendra sir and I welcome you on my new YouTube channel and I hope you are well there. Today we are going to see some important topic of English grammar. In English grammar, the important topic voice is that we have to learn the voice. Today we are going to learn the voice. It is very important in concern of formal English speaking. We have to use the passive voice. That voice we are going to see. So first we'll start to the voice. So friends, do you know what is the meaning of voice? Voice is a form of verb which shows that whether the subject is a doer of an action or the subject is a receiver of an action. If subject is a doer of an action, it means that it is an active voice, and if the subject is a receiver or receiver of an action, it means that it is a passive voice. So it has two kinds of voice in English. First one is active voice. Another is a passive voice. So friends, if the subject is a doer of an action, it does any kind of an action subject, it means it is an active voice. When the subject is a receiver of an action, means subject is not doing any kind of action, it is still there, it only received the action, it means it is a passive voice. So here we are seeing the voice means voice is a form of verb which shows that whether the subject is a doer of an action or it is a receiver of an action. And voice has two kinds of voice. First is active, another is a passive. Active means what? It is a active means doer of an action, and passive means a receiver of an action. After getting the information of this voice and kinds of voice in English, now we are going to move how to transform or how to change active voice into the passive voice. Okay, we are going to see today. So in English, if we want to do the change of the active into the passive, it will change in 8 tenses. What are the 8 tenses, how, and what are the rules of that voice? Today we are going to see, because this topic is very important for the English, not only for the English learners, it is very important for the academic school, those who are the students. It is very essential from 5th 10th class, even 11th and 12th also. Questions will be asked on the voice in exam. So first we'll see about the active, about the voice, how to change active into the passive voice. Now we're going to see. Suppose I gave you one example. Manoj helps Prerna. It means that here in the sentence, what is the doer of an action? Manoj is the doer of an action. What action he is doing? He is doing the helping action. To whom he is helping? To the Prerna. So in this sentence, we are going to see that the subject of the sentence, Manoj, he is the doer of an action. So this sentence comprises in the active voice, and it is doing the action of helping. So help verbs, help, that word stand there in the form of verb. And what is the receiver of an action? Prerna is the receiver of an action. So Prerna is not doing any kind of action, it only received the action, so it is in the passive voice. So have you understood the sentence? It is in the active voice. So this is the example of active voice. So if you want to do the change of this active into the passive, we just have to simply pick up that object first. We have to take like this: Prerna is helped by Manoj. So in this sentence you can see that the receiver of an action comes there, it is a passive, he is not doing any kind of action. So this is a passive voice. The sentence of the Prerna is helped by the Manoj. The sentence comes in the form of passive voice. The reason is that the subject of the sentence, Prerna, it is not any doer of an action, it only the receiver of an action. So when the subject is a doer of an action, it means it is an active voice. When the subject is a receiver of an action, it means it is a passive voice. So I hope you have understood the difference between the active and the passive voice. And after getting the differentiation between the voice, we have learned examples also. Now first of all, we should have to know what is the importance of passive voice in English. Actually, when we are talking in the English, there are in active voice there are 12 tenses in English, and we can use very easily that 12 tenses while communications, and while we have to use any kind of grammar part, that 12 tenses are very easily we can use. But all the 12 tenses I'm talking about, the tenses are in the active voice. So that 12 tenses are there, and active voice is also there, which we can use for the communication. Then what is the importance of the passive voice in English? We should have to know what is the importance of passive voice in English. So what is the usages of passive voice? We can say that. So the next point is that usages of passive voice. So friends, here up to this point you may have understood that what are the voice, what are the kinds of voice, active and passive voice, and how can we transform active into the passive voice. Now we are going to see the importance or usages of passive voice in English. Use of passive voice. So what are the use of passive voice in English? We are going to see now. First use in the passive voice is that if you want to depict the scientific or technical sentence, if you want to say the scientific or technical sentence, for that purpose we should have to use the passive voice. It means it is a formal English. In formal English we can use the passive voice. So first usage we can see like that in scientific and technical usages of sentence. When we are depict the scientific or technical sentence, that time we have to use passive voice. For example, sodium chloride is produced. Sodium chloride. One example we are going to see. Sodium chloride is formed after combination of sodium and chloride. So this sentence comprises in the passive voice. The reason is that here it means that is formed. So when we are depicting the scientific and technical sentence like this, we will have to depict that scientific and technical sentences in the passive voice. Maximum sentences in the science textbooks said in the passive voice only. So it is the first usage of passive voice in English. Second usage we are going to see now. Second usage of the passive voice is that when doer of an action is unknown. When doer of an action is unknown means what? When we don't know what is the subject of the sentence, that time we have to use the passive voice. Okay. For example, the watch was stolen yesterday. My watch My watch was stolen. My watch was stolen yesterday. So in this sentence we don't know or who did steal the watch. So when the doer of an action is unknown, that time we have to use the passive voice. Have you understood? So it is the second usage of passive voice in English. Third usage of the passive voice in English is that if we want to give the more importance to the action rather than the subject. Third usage of passive voice in English is that if we want to give more importance if we want to give more importance to action than subject. If students, if you want to give the more importance to the action than the subject, that time we have to use the passive voice. Suppose one sentence I said to you, congratulations, you have been selected for this job. So in this sentence, the action of selection is more important, or we can say that the object is more important. Action or the objects are more important than the subject. So when the subject is not important in the sentence, that and actions and the object is more important in the subject, that time we have to use the passive voice. Suppose one sentence I said to you, congratulations, you have been selected for the job. So in this sentence, the importance we have to give to the action. To whom we have to give the action? To whom we have to give the importance? To the selection process we have to give the importance, and not to the subject. We don't know who is there to be selected, but we have to give the more importance to the object, or we have to give the more importance to the action. So it is the second usage of the passive voice. Third usage, we can say that this one is third usage of the passive voice. Now there are so many kinds of usages of passive voice in English, but we have to focus on these three important usages in the passive voice. What are the three important usages in the passive voice? First one is that when subject is more important, when the object is more important, when action is more important, when we have to give the importance to the action, and scientific and technical sentence are spoken in the passive voice. And if we want to give the importance to the action at the time when the doer of an action is unknown, just like my watch was stolen. So in this sentence, the doer of an action is unknown, so like this sentence is depicted or said in the passive voice. So now another question comes there: how to construct passive voice? How to construct passive voice means how to change active into the passive voice. For doing the changes in the active into the passive voice, we should have to know the tenses, and in the next lesson or in the next video we will see how to learn the tenses. Before the learning the tenses, so we can't know If we don't know the tenses, we don't know the passive voice. If you want to know the tense, if you want to know the passive voice, you should have to know the tenses first. So dear students, here we should have to know the tenses. It means that, so when we are doing the passive voice, we should know the 8 tenses, because active change into the passive into the 8 tenses only. There are 8 tenses, and what are the 8 tenses we are going to see. And very important thing in this uh, change of active into the passive is that 8 tenses should come with the transitive verb only. What? It should have the transitive verb only. Intransitive verbs cannot be transformed or changed into the passive voice. If you want to do the passive voice, that sentence should comes with the transitive verb. Now again the question will come in our mind, that what are the transitive verb? In simple language, I would like to say you, transitive verb requires an object. Transitive verb requires an object. Intransitive verbs, they doesn't require an object. So it is a very vast topic of transitive and intransitive verb. We will learn in another video, but here we should have to know that transitive verb means it requires an object. Okay, these things you should have to keep in the mind. So when we are doing the when we are transforming into active into the passive voice, it requires 8 tenses. In how many tenses it will change? In 8 tenses. What are the 8 tenses? Look there. Active into passive. In how many tenses? 8 tenses. So we are going to see that 8 tenses. What are the 8 tenses? First one is a simple. Instead of writing all the 8 tenses, I just because we are going to see all the 8 tenses one by one. What are the 8 tenses? There are, I will depict to you. Simple present tense, continuous present tense, perfect present tense, simple past tense, continuous past tense, and perfect past tense. Then simple future tense and perfect future tense. These 8 tenses are there in which we can do the active into the passive. So first of all, we'll have to see what is first tense. Simple present tense. So dear children, when we are doing the active into the passive, first tense comes in our list is that simple present tense. What are the simple present tense? We already know about the simple present tense. What are our day-to-day activities, our daily actions, our routine actions, day-to-day activities, that all are spoken in the simple present tense. It has one formula. That formula we should know. What is the formula of simple present tense? Subject plus verb plus object. This is a formula. In this formula we can do this active into the past. This is active voice formula. So we have to write down this in active voice. So what is the passive voice formula? First we have to take this object from here to the first object plus m is r plus v3 plus pi plus subject. So dear children, when we are doing the passive voice, from active voice into the passive voice, we should have to first pick up the object from last to the first. We have to keep that object here. After taking this object, then you have to take this am is are as a helping verb. It requires helping verbs are required. This am is are means these are the to be forms of a verb. To be form is what? It is one kind of verb. Am is are we have taken here am is are. After taking this am is are, we have taken the third form of the verb. What we have taken here? Third form of the verb. Then we should have to take the by. Then we have to take the subject. So this is a passive voice formula, and above one is active voice formula. The reason of giving these formulas to you that it is very useful to the students, those who are learning in the schools, and they can easily transform this active into the passive. The above formula comes in the active voice and the below formula comes in the passive voice. One sentence we have already taken into the active into the passive. One more sentence I would like to give to you, how to transfer the simple present tense. The judge punishes the guilty. I hope you have written this. So what sentence is this? The judge punishes the guilty. So this sentence comes in the active voice form. So we have to do this sentence into the passive voice form. How to do the sentence? How to transform this sentence into the passive voice? When we are doing the when we are changing the active sentence into the passive, first we should have to sort out what are the subject, what are the verbs, and what are the object in the above sentence. So we can easily find out the judge in this sentence is the subject, and the action of punishes means it is a verb form, and look here, the guilty, it is in a form of object. Okay, so we have to take this guilty from object to here in the passive like this. The guilty is punished, change into punished. The guilty is punished by the judge. So below sentence comes in the passive voice and above sentence comes in the active voice. Look at students, we have taken that object from last to the first. We have taken an object, then we have taken a helping verb. Am is a helping verb. Then we have used here V3 form, or form of the V3. Then we have used the object like this. This subject goes in the form of object at the end. So like this we have to do the passive voice in the simple present tense. I hope you have understood. It has important thing means to be form plus V3 is very important in this sentence. So next one is continuous present tense. So when we are doing the when we are transforming continuous present tense sentence of active voice into the passive, we should have to know the structure of the continuous present tense. First we should have to know what is continuous present tense structure. Subject plus this is active voice structure. Passive structure, we should have to know the passive structure also. Object plus this helping verb we have to use as it is, am, is, are. This ing form change into being form. V1 change into V3 form, plus by plus subject. Like this we have to use this formula for changing the active voice into the passive. What are the important things? These are, we have shifted this object from here to here, then we have taken these are as a helping verb, then this ing form changed into the being form like this, be ing being. This V1 change into the V3 form like this, and this after that, if by is not necessary in English, but if the agent of an action means subject is there, that time we can use the by and subject like this. We have to use this is the continuous present tense structure. After learning the structure of continuous present tense, so we have to take one sentence just like ESPN is showing all the matches live. One sentence I will write. ESPN is showing all the matches live. Okay, so in this sentence, look here what is subject in this sentence. Now we can identify this ESPN as a sport channel. We can consider this is as the subject of the sentence. What action is doing here? Showing means telecasting action is going on. What are the telecasting? The matches. This is an object of the sentence. So first we have to pick up this object, the matches, like this here. The matches, we have picked this object from here to here. The matches are, since this is a plural form, we have taken the are. If it is a singular form, we have to use the is, and if I is the first person, means we can use the am. So matches are the singular plural form, we have used the are. Matches are. This ing form we have to change into being, being, being. Matches are being. Show to change into the shown, 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 or showed, showed. Two forms are we can use in the form of past participle of the show. Matches are being shown. Matches are being shown. What remain there? Live. Object 2 we can use like this, live. Matches are being shown live. On what? By ESPN, or on ESPN we can use like this also. Okay, on ESPN we have to use like this. So this is a passive form of the continuous present tense. I hope you have understood. Next tense we are going to see now. Perfect present tense. Perfect present tense. So for those actions which are completed just in the present, or for those actions which are already completed in the past but their memories or their impact or impressions of the actions are still in our mind, for depicting such actions we have to use the perfect present tense. So while we are doing the passive voice of the perfect present tense, we should have to know the structure of perfect present tense: subject plus so this is the structure of active voice in the perfect present tense. Subject plus have, as we have used there, then V3 we have used, then object we have taken there. This is the structure of perfect present tense in active voice. So we have to do the passive voice of the same structure. First we have to take the object, then we have to use the have, has. Same helping verb we have to use while doing the passive voice of a perfect present tense, have, has, plus very important thing, be, and been. We have to use the past participle of the be, means be, and been we have to use. Then we have to use the third form of the verb, then by, plus subject. So this is the passive structure of perfect present tense. Like this we have to do the passive voice. Now we have to write down one sentence. After writing the sentence, you will understand how to. I hope you have written the sentence. So one sentence I will write on the board. You have honored. You have honored us. The sentence is like this: you have honored us. So when we are doing the passive voice of like this sentence, this is an active voice. When we are doing the passive voice of the above sentence, we have to take the object us from there here. Us change into we. This have changed as it is. We have to keep there have. We have, then be, and been we have to use. We have been honored change into as it is. We have to use the passive third form of the verb. We have been honored by like this is in the passive voice of the perfect present tense. So students, I hope you have understood how to transform or how to change active voice into the passive voice. In today's session we have learned that what is voice, what are the kinds of voice. There are two kinds of voice, one is active and other is passive, and we have learned that what are the active voice and what are the passive voice. Then we have learned that usages of the passive voice, and after learning the usages of passive voice, today we have completed the three tenses: simple present tense, perfect continuous present tense, and perfect present tense, and how to transform or how to change active into the passive. In these three tenses we have learned. I hope you have understood all the things. In today's session it is enough to us, and in the next session we'll learn about the passive voice of the past tense, and in the next session we'll learn the passive voice of the future tense. I hope you have understood. If you have any kind of query, you can ask me us in a comment box. Thank you. Have a nice day.